In today's video, I want to show you how I got this entry right here and the rules that I took to achieve that, because the market is rule based, and without these rules you will be more like gambling in the market. So what are these rules? The first rule here, I call it my trading plan. All right, so the first thing is to identify the direction. The direction simply means what happened to now confirm that a particular time frame is bullish or bearish. Now, with the opening price, rejection or closure, for example, if price rejects an area here and then close above, you can consider this a bullish movement to expect price to push higher. And if price close below that level, you want to see price come back here and reject. All right, when price reject, you can also consider that to be the direction to use. But for me, I have some set of rules that I've put in place to confirm my directional bias from the monthly to the weekly daily time frame. These are the time frame that I use for direction. The monthly time frame is used for more of what swing and position trade, and it's very slow to really confirm direction, but once it does, price tends to move aggressively. Now we also have the weekly time frame. When the weekly time frame gives me direction, I also use it for swing entries. These are direction that give you that massive move to the upside. When you have a push like this, for example, this move here mostly come from the weekly direction. When you have an impulse leg, it comes from the weekly direction. Now most of the correction are from the daily. All right, they are mainly from the daily time frame, because the daily time frame will enhance the correction of the market, and once the price come back in alignment with the weekly, it push price upward as well. So my three time frame that I use for directional bias is monthly, weekly, and daily. And for this particular trade that I'm talking about, I looked at the overall market direction, which I'm going to share with you. So stay put. Then number two is to identify the level to frame a setup. Now, based on which time frame I'm working with, if the monthly is the one that is bullish, I tend to look at the weekly area for setup to continue the monthly movement. And if the weekly is bullish, I tend to look at the daily time frame to look for areas to frame my setup. And if the daily is bullish or bearish, I tend to look at the H4. I tend to look at the H4 for my frame time frame, or right, to enter the trade. So I have directional time frame and I have the entry time frame. My entry time frame are from H1 and H4. Most of my trades are taken on the H1, be it scalping, be it intraday, be it swing, all came from the H1, unless if I'm trying to refine it down to the lower time frame to get a very nice risk to reward. But the H1 is the reason why I'm taking that trade. So once I identify the level, I will simply mark that level on my chart. Number three is that I wait for confirmation. There are different ways of waiting for confirmation. Like if you are trading for using the market structure, you want to see the lower structure breaks. All right, break structure in line with the upper move, and then you ride the trade with it. But for me, there are other ways which I look for confirmation. I look for confirmation using the trend line, and I look for confirmation by also looking at the way the candle closes. In this case, I use double confirmation, the trend line and then candle closure, to then confirm that the market is about to move upward. Then the last is simply entry. The remaining one is the trade management and the rest, which if you join my group. I'm going to show you more on that. All right, without wasting time, let's look at how the trade was formed. So first of all, you need to do a form of market analysis. All right. So if you look at the monthly time frame is bullish. All right, the monthly time frame is bullish. So when the monthly is bullish, as I said, it takes time. If you have not entered this market and you are probably looking for a way to enter the market with the monthly time frame, is going to take you time before it can give you a nice setup of direction. We are using the monthly for swing trading. All right, so monthly time frame is very slow, but once it occurs, as you can see, consecutive month 1, 2, 3, 4, these are super move. Now, so the monthly is bullish. I go to the weekly. The weekly time frame as well push up this level, and now is kind of giving us a form of consolidation. But however, last week closed bearish. Because it closed bearish, there was tendency for price to push lower, but you can see that when the price opened, it pushed lower and then push up. The reason is that it has met its target, and the main thing is that I have a set of rules that I use to really narrow down the direction aside from rejection from the opening price. All right, so according to that rule, the market has not yet changed bearish fully. Okay, so what I was expecting was to continue the bullish move from the daily setup. So that was why I have a limit order here. I had a limit order here, so that when price drop down, this is where I want to continue trading higher. But what happened? Price tested this opening price and then closed on this day. No problem. If you can't take this trade, there are other setup that will come up. So for those of you that are always anxious looking for trade, you need to relax, because the market will give you your setup daily. If possible, in a week, you can see it to 3 to 4 times. So if you don't take a trade on Monday, before Friday, you'll see your setup. Whatever strategy you take, whatever strategy you trade, you are going to see your setup play out. Okay, so what happened? Immediately I saw a fresh reversal opening price, I knew that the market would start pushing. So the main price touched this, I was already buying the trade. I bought exit. But I want to show you this particular trade because this is the only trade where I did the screenshot, and I also posted it on Twitter. So when the market came here and rejected, the daily became bullish. So what I was waiting for is simple. I waited for price to come to the 4-hour level. All right, I have different 4-hour level to trade from here. I have this one. I have this one. I know some of you will say, how do you know which opening price to use? All right, from this you get a understanding of how I approach it. So what I did was to go to the 1-hour time frame and look at my trend lines. So when price was coming down here, at first I marked out this area. This is my trend line. All right, so I want to be trading the opening price that are below this trend line because I want to buy. So these are areas where you can start narrowing down your trend line. So anything above that trend line, I'm not interested. Okay, so I can simply take this off. This was okay. So if you can take this trade, there was no problem. All right, and then as I was monitoring the trade, I saw this form. All right, so in that case, I adjusted the trend line now, because what it means is that price may decide to even go deeper. All right, and again, as you can see, price closed below this. So meaning that this trend line is no longer needed, and this one is no longer needed, and the only level that is needed is simply this Quasimodo and then this level here. So when price came in and then gave me a closure above the opening price, yeah, with this candle at the retouch, this was where I entered the trade, as you can see from the screenshot here. So from there, my stop loss, I just feel some pips below, and then I target the 4-hour level here. All right, and we have different area here. We also have this, which was also my target. So that was how I took that trade there. So if you have any question, let me know in the comment section. And also, if you want to learn the way I approach the market, there's a free mini course. The link is in the description. You can join and then learn this concept. And if you feel you need a mentor to help you achieve the results that you are seeing, feel free to join my mentorship, and I'll be looking to hold your hands to greatness. I will see you in this video.